Sup, fellow Istarians, and welcome back in my dragon lair. Yeah, by the name of this video you already guessed it. This is a re-upload of an older version of this video. Why? Because there was an interesting update in Istaria, on the tutorial island, and on the cities after that. So I wanted to make this again from the beginning on, that you can see these awesome new additions to the game. Anyway, in the last tutorial, I showed you how to download the game, how to install it, and how to make an account for it. Now I'm gonna show you something, or a little bit of the gameplay basics, and start the Let's Play. Before we do that, actually, I wanted to show you a game overview video. The link should be on screen now. The video is from Fire Dragon 97, 79, I'm not sure, I think 97. It's a really good game overview. For example, if you played the trial of this whole game and you're still not sure if you should buy the video or not, the game overview explains everything a little bit better and shows you a little bit gameplay further into the game, not only the trial, because most of the players might be interested into Dragonflight and something like that. Anyway, I really suggest you that video. You should watch it. It's a little bit longer, but it's worth watching. Anyway, let's start with the Let's Play. After you started the launcher with the icon that should be on your desktop now, just enter your name and the password and click on login. Give it a little bit of time. It will eventually show up. Right. Now, this is your character selection screen. I don't know how to call this. Anyway, on the left side you have your characters. For example, my main character, Pryzm. You see some information about it. The adventure school and level, craft school and level. The shard, which means server. I'm on the chaos server with this. The location where she is right now. How much money she carries. The guild she's in. I'm so sorry about that. The rank I have in a guild and which plot I own. I have a couple of characters actually. With these buttons you can create a new character, select portraits for them. Yeah, you can select and edit these pictures of your own. Just make sure they have the right size. You can delete characters, you can copy them over to Blight, which is the test server. You can recall them to their bind spot, and you can archive them. If you click on archive, be aware of the fact that if you want your character back, you will have to ask the support and pay a little bit, also real money. You have to pay real money for it. So archiving a character is a solution if you have to step back on to an unpaid account. You can have a couple of characters if you pay for the game. If you don't, if you play only on a free account, you can have only one. So if you have to step back to the free account because you can pay for it, it's a good solution. You can archive your characters so you don't have to delete them and you don't lose them. Pretty good. These are your tokens. You get tokens if you buy the game for real money. And with these tokens you can buy interesting things in the game, for example, masks for your character. Then you have account informations, how many characters you can have and how many you do have, how many consignments, how many logins I can have. That basically means how many characters I can log into the game at the same time. You need to pay the game for each login. I can log in with 5 characters at the same time, which means I paid 5 times for the game because I have 5 plots. And your test characters on the Blight server. This is the shard status. Shards are servers here in this game. We call them shards, not server. There are 3 shards. The chaos, which is the regular one. I'm going to create a new character with you there because most people are in there. Then the order server, which is the roleplay server, focusing on real roleplay. Would be really interesting to go with you there, but sadly the order server is not quite as full as the chaos server. Really sad. I'm doing this Let's Play to get more people on it. hopefully, and the Blight server, which is a testing server. Shard. Sorry. Everything that gets into these 2 live servers is being tested on the Blight server first. You can actually join a test squad in the Discord server of Istaria if you want to, and test out bugs and new stuff. Blight server is constantly having double experience. That means you level faster, which is interesting as well. Then you get some information about the updates and some news. Anyway, I want to create a new character with you now on the Chaos Shard. Just click on new character and select which server you want. See, Chaos is recommended because most players are on there. I really hope to get more life into the Order server because role-playing is fun. It's gonna patch a little bit and sending you into the game. I really like this picture. This is one of the developer's main characters, Lizeth. You will get to know her closer if you decide to join the Discord server of Istaria. I'm gonna link it in the description if I find it, the link. Anyway, now we're in the character creation. I'll give you some basic information about it. There are 11 races in total, 10 bipeds, which are the non-dragon characters. Biped is a word that dragons use for non-dragon characters or non-dragon races in this game, so you should better get used to it. Biped or Naka Druskel. And the last race would be the dragons. The bipeds races are the humans, then we got the dwarves. They look like this. Then the fiends. Roll a little bit faster, use slow camera. The blue devils, whatever they are. And the Ceres. Don't compare them with Khajiits. You'll make me angry with that. Khajiits and Ceres are completely different. Yes, they might be cat people as well, but Khajiits do have normal feet, and Ceres people do have paws as feet down here. That's an important fact. Then we have elves. I like them, the pointy ears. Then the slick, kind of a reptile race, close to the dragons, but they're still bipeds for the dragons. You can select male or female for any reason. Then we have the half giants. Gnomes. Sorry for the slow camera. And the satyrs, which you probably know from Percy Jackson or Narnia. The dryads. Those are the bipeds races. And then the last race is the dragon race. Now, if you choose to play a biped, you can choose between male or female. Exceptions are the slick and the dragons, of course. Dragons look all the same, basically. You need to find out by their name if they're female or not. It's a little bit annoying, but you'll find it out. Don't worry about it. Each race starts with its own special abilities and attributes. For example, dragons have a dragon breath. They can breathe fire from beginning on, and they do have a little bit more armor than others. Otherwise, the attributes don't make that much of a difference. Some might have more health or lesser health, but they don't make too much difference in the beginning. Which is a little bit sad. I kind of want more differences in between the races. Now, I told you I wanted to make a dragon with you for this Let's Play. Just click on next. And then you can edit your character. Dragons are kind of a race for themselves. According to their lore in Istaria, they consider themselves the upper race. They also have a huge difference in their schools compared to bipeds. For example, the bipeds have 27 adventure schools and 19 craft schools, while the dragons have only 1 adventure school and 3 craft schools. I would really tell you to try out both if you're interested into this game later on, because they're both really interesting. but a dragon is a good character or a good race to start the game off with. And yeah, you get used to the game because they're a little bit easier to play and they're not as complex as bipeds, which you see in their schools. For crafting, for example, a miner can't gather wood as good as a gatherer, I guess. I'm just gonna go ahead and create my little dragon here. Dragons are the most editable characters of Istaria. You can, like, go crazy in here. Pink is not an exception. Just take Puzzler as an example. Everyone who knows him knows what I mean. He looks funny. I like his outfit. Not outfit, I like his or her scale colors. Though dragons do have a disadvantage against the bipeds. They have not really visible armors later on, but they can wear scarves, masks, and shoulder pads. For example, you can just grab the nearest dryad and glue it to your shoulder, but I don't think that the dryad will be really happy about it. Anyway, go crazy with this. You can actually spend hours in the character creation for your dragon. I'm just gonna go ahead and create mine. This is gonna go really quick. I'm gonna skip this. Wait, before I skip. I'm so stupid. You can play around with the body texture and the scale color of your dragon. Let me show you something. If you click through the body texture, you suddenly get a different shade of that color. It gets brighter here, and then if you keep going, it gets darker. So you have 3 different shades of the color you're choosing. You have really much possibilities here. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this so the video doesn't get too long. See you when I'm done with my character. Alright, if you're done with your dragon and if you're happy with it, you have much more possibilities. For example, the decals. I'm not gonna play around with that too much for now because this little hatchling is supposed to be an offspring of my main character and my mate's main character, Masrigal. And Masrigal is really dark, and my main character, Pryzm, kind of has bright blue chest plates. So this dragon looks more like her father. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to write a journal about the whole game in the view from this little hatchling. Her name is going to be Cardia Blackwing, named after her father, Masrigal Blackwing. Ugh. And I'm just gonna edit the height. I could make her a real fat dragon. That looks hilarious later when she's an adult and an ancient. But I like this strength of her, muscularity. Now, if you're really curious, you can switch the age to adult and ancient to take a sneak peek. Only a sneak peek. It's not the actual age you're going to start with. Dragons always start as juvenile and advance to adult and ancient through the rite of passage quests. Don't forget that. It's only a sneak peek. But I'm not going to do that because I really, really like to be surprised how she's going to look like. If you're happy with the dragon, you can give it a first name and a last name. Last name is not necessary, but I'm gonna name her after her father. Cardia. And I beg you not to Google what Cardia actually means. I beg you. It's too funny. I came up with the name because it sounded cool. Someone suggested it to me and I twitched it a little bit. If you click on playing now, first name Cardia is already taken. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Now, the name should be available. Now you're gonna get teleported to the tutorial island. Skalkar. Bipeds start over at another place, by the way. At Spirit Island. Alright, Cardia has been born. Sorry. You get a basic tutorial, which most people skip. I'll explain to you a little bit closer. Welcome to Istaria Cardia Blackwing. If this is your first visit, we strongly urge you to try this tutorial. As you proceed, blue windows just like this one will instruct you in the basics of playing Istaria. Continue with the tutorial. The first thing you need to learn is how to maneuver your character. The arrow keys on your keyboard are one way to make your character move. Up arrow will move you forward, down moves you back, left and right will turn your character in place. So like this, you turn yourselves forward and backwards. That's not too hard. You can also use WASD for that, by the way. To slow down, hit the keypad divide key to toggle between run and walk. So I hit divide and the character walks slowly, which is really useful sometimes if you don't want to fall off an edge or something like that. And the numlock is for auto forward mode to turn it on and off, which means actually carefree travel, so you don't have to hurt your fingers too much if you want to walk long distances. I hit the num key and don't press any buttons. That means your character is just starting to run automatically. To step right, press E, and to step left, press Q. Jump is the spacebar. That's all for the movement tutorial. Note, you can reassign keyboard shortcuts at any time. Click change keybindings and I will show you where. They forgot one other tutorial, which is the camera tutorial. To move your camera around, you can use the num keys 4 and 6 to turn right and left, 8 and 2 to look up and down. With number 5 you can lock the camera in position. So yeah, you can create pretty cool camera angles with that. If you run too far, it will snap back sometime. Just click 5 again if you want to unlock it. With enter you can go into first person view. That's useful sometimes as well. Note, the camera will stay in the angle you set it. So yeah, if I have it to the side, it will stay at the side. Just as simple as that. You can also change or steer your camera. If you click onto this menu button down here and search for camera, then you can have this window around you and steer your camera with these little arrows here. Zoom in and zoom out. You can do that with the mouse wheel as well. And make a screenshot. Let's make the first screenshot of our little character. By the way, it will save every window you have open. I'll show you how to undo this later. Just let's make a screenshot. Screenshot has been saved. Now, continue tutorial. I am a new player. The first thing you need to learn is how to maneuver your character. Oh, it snapped back. Sorry. Change keybindings. That's the point where we left off. Now, here are some more controls which you should know. You can also find this if you go to the menu button and search for options here. Then you open the options, and here in the tab keybindings you can change the stuff you need. I'm actually gonna set turn left and right to apostrophe and no, semicolon and apostrophe, like that, because I rarely need these two keys and yeah, I rarely use them. Then the run modifier is the keypad divide, which makes you walk and run. I have this one on J, not because I want to change them. I'm really used to these controls. I'm just used to them. Sorry for it, but I think Istaria had other defaults. A couple of years ago they made a change with an update, and I think the defaults changed to what they are now. I'm just used to the old defaults. Now jump, I have it on Q. Oh yeah. Turn left. I'm so stupid. to left. And I messed it up. Just make sure that you don't click the wrong. I wanted to have a step left on apostrophe and step right on step left on semicolon and step right on apostrophe. Okay, now I'm right. I'm lucky that it didn't hit apply yet. Now, so I jump on cube because I need it this way. Now, sit and stand is something that might interest you, because there are some interesting animations your dragon is making. You can sit down and stand up with this button. Just apply them to other keys if you want to. For example, just really quick. This is K9 sit. And this is the relaxed sit. Your dragon curls up kind of like a dragon. Okay, so much for me screwing up already. Yeah. I missed something. Sleep and stand. I need this on this strange button, like the crocodile mouths I called them back then. It's a really interesting button. If you hit them now, your dragon will start sleeping. And if someone is PMing you now with a private message, he will get the information that you're currently away from your keyboard. That's really useful sometimes. It's just a cute animation as well. I like to use it. Now, the equipment window is an important, which I'm using really often. I'm gonna set this to E. The inventory can stay on I. The quest window, I don't really use it very often, but I need the L key for something different. The notepad, I don't need it, but I need the N key for something different. Sorry, I'm screwing up all the controls here. I hope you get used to your own. Toggle interface is something I use really often. This is the key that makes all your HUD disappear. This is the key I use to make nice and beautiful screenshots. You can make a screenshot with F12 as well. Let's make one right away. And click N again, so you get back your HUD. And two others I need are select nearest enemy and cycle nearest enemy on F10 and F11. That'll come you in handy if you have to fight masses of mobs that are swarming you one day. You just click F10 and it automatically selects the enemy that is closest to you. And the last thing I need is lock camera position. This was keypad 5 before. I'm gonna set it to L because I'm used to it. When you're done with changing your hotkeys, your key bindings, you just hit the apply button. That's that for this key bindings, the first tutorial. You can optionally change your key bindings in that window I just showed you. I'm ahead of you, my friend. Remember to use the help button on the right side of any Windows title bar if you have questions about that window. Let's open it again, the options. Which would be this little question mark button here. Then you get another blue window which explains you closer to it. Alright. Now, as quick information, I'm going to explain you the HUD of Istaria. You can skip this tutorial now if you want to learn this on your own, or you can start listening to me how I explain everything, because I will change the look of this dramatically. If you're wondering then how I did this, you can go back and watch the video, or you can just skip it now and go to the more interesting part, the adventuring, because that's going to be in the next video. You have the chance to skip now. Other way, you can listen a little bit more to me. You can move around every window in Istaria. You can make a total mess of your screen if you want to. I'm gonna explain it to you step by step. Now, I don't know how to call this window. I think action window. I just call it the button window. By right-clicking on it, you get more options. I can turn it to simple mode, which I'm not going to do because I need these names for new players. And with the properties, I can change its transparency, which I really like. I'm gonna put this up here and lock it in position. Click on OK. Now it's nice and transparent and I can't accidentally move it around. That's useful sometimes if you're in the middle of combat and accidentally click on some window and then you dragged it around and you have it in your screen and quickly need to put it back in place and are distracted from an important mission in that meantime. And that's really annoying sometimes. This little window here is your own health and more information about it. I'm gonna put this up here. Go to the properties and make that transparent as well. And I want this to be locked in position. Now, this red bar is your health. The DRAG is your Dragon Adventure level, which is currently 1. DCRA is the Dragon Craft level, which is your school. Craft school currently. And the capacity of your inventory. Bulk capacity at the beginning is 1000. That means every item has its... Are you kidding me? I'll be right back. Sorry, that was important. Real life issues and stuff. First recording has been screwed up. I'm Istaria's fail. Where were we? Every item has its own bulk. That means if you have a torch or something, I don't know, you can have a bulk of 3 and that fills your inventory a little bit. And you can have 300 different items in your inventory. You can upgrade your inventory capacity later if you craft new scale packs. I'm just gonna open the equipment. A scale pack is this little thing. You can upgrade them later if you have a higher level. If you want to open the toolbar, just like in every game, stay over the item and you see your starting dragon scale pack with a max bulk of 1000 and max item 100. And your own inventory capacity of 200 in this case. Close that again. So, yeah. This is your target window. I want this to be up here. Before I edit it, I want the menu button in the upper right. I'm gonna explain you later why. I'm gonna match this here. So, this is your target window. If you click at another player or an NPC, by the way, NPCs are marked with this violet color, I don't know, and players are white. If you click at yourself or at others, you get some information about them. Spitfire is from the Hatchling Emissary, which is their guild in this case. Has a rating of 17, health of 677, and is level 17 in Dragon Adventure. This is the distance you have to it, and this little arrow shows you the direction. Not from your camera, but from the view of your character. If I set the camera behind the character now, you see that it actually matches. Spitfire is standing left of you, and if I turn Cardia towards Spitfire, this little arrow changes as well. Now, I want you to be transparent as well, and locked in position. I forgot to lock this, I think. No, I didn't. This is your effects window. You want this to be a little bit bigger because later when you're a big dragon, you have a little bit more effects active. Let's make that a little bit transparent as well. Currently, you don't have really much effects you can use on yourself. Actually, I think none. The only effect you have currently is the road bonus. Right click on the road bonus and you can show its details. The road bonus increases your speed by 25, which is actually good. Traveling on roads in Istaria is faster than normal. Now, this is your compass. I want this to be below the target window. You can hide the position or not. Or open your map with it, which you can actually as well do with the M button. This is your map. But I want this to be transparent as well. And maybe lock it in position. Like with everything else. Okay. Now if you lock something, you can't accidentally click on it and move it around. It's annoying sometimes. I think I already told you that. I'm forgetting stuff here. Just ignore me. Now put this at the side because I want to explain you this a little bit more. This is your hotkey bar. The hotkey bar is a key point in your adventure and crafting and whatever else you're doing in Istaria. Because Istaria is not like you left click and you hit your target. There's no left click to swing your sword. You need to click at your target and then select one of the abilities that you're going to put into here. For example, bite something. Now you can have more than just one hotkey open at the same time. But if you do that, make sure that it's having a different number. Because if you put something in this first hotkey and you have the same number open, it will also appear in here. I'm gonna just open 4 for now. This number 1 is your primary hotkey bar currently. You can see that at that little slight blue glowing up here. It's not really visible. Anyway, I like my hotkey bar to be transparent as well. Now I put it down here. Now you know why I wanted the menu button to be somewhere else. I'm gonna lock this in position and click on OK. Now these ones, I want them transparent. And I want them to be in simple mode. And then I'm gonna do the same with the others. 4 should be enough for now, but I'll show you a screenshot of Pryzm's setup. I am a crafter by heart. I do have many buttons for knowledge and formulae, which I'm using really often, and these are useful sometimes, so I don't have to search in my knowledge for too long. I'm just gonna lock them in position because I'm using them often in combat and I don't want them to accidentally be dragged somewhere else. No, I can't drag them around anymore. That's important. Now, the next window would be the chat window. I was hoping for the tutorial to keep continuing. Yeah, not like this. Yeah, this tutorial is more important. Communication is a key part of the game and can be extremely useful at all stages. If you run into trouble or have questions... Stop yawning that loud, Spitfire. If you run into trouble or have questions, knowing how and who to ask for help will be a lifesaver. Istaria has a communication channel for this very purpose, but to talk on a channel you must first join it. Fortunately, joining a channel is easy. Right-click on your primary chat window and choose Browse Chat Channels. This will display the list of channels in the game you can join. This is currently your primary. I know this one is blinking, but this is your primary one. Just right-click on it and browse player chat channels, or click on this little bubble here to random players with gifts to browse a player chat channel. and you get new information. Do you see the channel named New Player? Select it from the list, then press the join button. I'm not a new player, so I'm gonna skip this, but I'm going to join the marketplace because that's where most of the players are all of the time online. As you see, there are a lot of guild chats. You can create your own, but most players are on the new player assistance, dragons, or marketplace. I'm gonna join the marketplace with you now. Now in your primary chat window there is opened a new marketplace channel tab. The main channel is blinking now because there has been added a new log. You've joined the marketplace chat channel. If someone is writing in here, this tab starts blinking, or the marketplace if someone is writing in here and it's not currently open. Congratulations, you have joined your first channel. The new player assistance channel and the marketplace are good places to ask questions if you get stuck or just want to meet some people. Other channels you might consider adding are general for just chatting with people and making friends, and marketplace for buying and selling. Yeah, marketplace is also the place where most of the questions are being asked. You have now completed the communications tutorial. Congratulations! Remember to use the help button on the right side of any Windows title bar if you have questions about that window. Now, show title. You can show the title in here by right-clicking on it with the properties and open this about window as well, but I don't want this to be open. Now I'm gonna edit this a little bit. The chat window is something I only want half transparent because I still want to see the blinking of the chats. I'm gonna put this down here, and this one is normally also a chat, but you can open more tabs at once. Yeah, someone posted. I don't want to read marketplace currently, sorry. But this is your combat log currently. If you hit something or someone else is using an ability, you get the information here. Problem is, I don't like to have every single people's information in my chat bar. So I'm gonna go to chat settings. Now this is maybe a little bit confusing at the first time, but you can edit every single tab with the color and what you want to see. As this is my combat log, I only want to see the attack hits from me against me, not from others. I want to see the misses from me and against me, not from the others. I don't want to know the casting attack starts. I don't want to know the beneficials. I don't know. I only want to know the results from me and against me, and not from others. I could set the colors for these things, but I'm gonna leave it as they are. With this, you can check everything, and with this, you can uncheck everything. You can give it a different name. If you open a new tab in this chat, you can give it different names so you know what each one is for. But if you're opening a new tab, make sure that this is a primary chat, because new tabs always go to your primary chat. I'm gonna show you. Click on OK. Chat settings. This one is your primary chat currently. Make sure that you uncheck this if you want the new tab somewhere else. Now make this transparent and put that down here. Make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's it for the character creation and the screen setup. I know it's boring, Spitfire, but you don't have to make it that obvious. It's necessary. Okay? Next part is going to be about adventuring and combat. And the third part is going to be about crafting. I split these into 3 parts because, yeah, one video would be too long. This one is already a little bit too long for my taste, but it was necessary because most players don't get along with the HUD for the first time because they just simply skip the tutorial, which they should not do. Everything has been explained just fine to me right now. Anyway, having said that, I'll see you in the next video. Till next time.
Our thumb underneath our thumb.